Hello, everyone, and welcome to this month's live stream on the topic how to reach passive candidates while you're celebrating the holidays. And with me today in the studio, I have no other than our co-founder, Victor Nord. Nord.
Thanks.
And yes, we're so excited for this session. We're waiting for you guys to tune in, give you a couple of minutes. And if you're with us in the comment section, show us how excited you are. Please fire away some emojis. We're here in the studio with some Christmassy feelings. We're eating gingerbreads just to get the feelings for Christmas up. And as always, don't forget to comment summary in the comment section to get all the key takeaways from this session. Yes. So, Victor, since this is your time to shine, could you please tell us a bit of your background, who you are in Adway?
Yeah, sure. So my title is Head of Growth. So basically, I'm working with our biggest enterprise accounts and trying to help out scale the company. And it's going quite rapidly right now.
It is. And we have 30 minutes ahead of us with a lot of great questions and a lot of great hacks from Victor, who's been doing this for over 15 years, working in TA and HR tech. So just to get the background scope from this, you've been active in HR and TA for, as mentioned, over 15 years. When did you actually publish your first job ad?
Yeah, I know you asked this question yesterday, so I could actually prepare. So my first job ad was back in 2006 or 5 or 6, somewhere at that time. Yeah, so typical like a job board kind of ad, and I received all the applications by mail. So I start out every morning opening up my mailbox and opening up maybe 50 CVs and putting them into different like folders. Like here's the electricians, here's the nurses, and yeah, that was basically 2006.
Not GDPR compliant.
GDPR wasn't so in the heat as it is now.
Gotcha. Okay, so speaking of putting up job ads, so when did you put up your first social media job ad?
Yeah, I tried to dig into that one as well. So I log into my old business account on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, and I could go down back to 2011. But I actually think it was maybe a couple of years before that one, maybe 2010 or 2009 or something like that. So never seen any job ads on social media back then.
You just hacked it?
No, I didn't hack it, but I tried it out. Back then it was like Google AdWords. You get like coupons, you could try it out, and I tried it out. So that's why. But I didn't receive so many applicants back then.
Okay, the time has changed, definitely. And we see a lot of you guys in the comment section. It's so funny to see there were so many. Keep commenting summary. And if you have questions on this topic, this is your moment. This is the time to actually ask us, and we'll answer them when we finish off this session. Speaking of how long time you've been in TA, could we just go back 15 or 20 or 30 or 10 years back to give the background scope, who you are, the story of Adway, of course, and why and how we are changing the space of TA?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I can recap it a bit. 30 years back, maybe it's better to talk with my parents. Actually, I wasn't so old back then. But yeah, my story is that 2006 I run a recruitment company basically. Did like ordinary recruitment, recruited everything I could come across. Like if a customer had a need, I recruited that one. So it was everything. And after a couple of years, I took that recruitment company into a pure SaaS company, you could say, software as a service company. So I did replicate, you could say, Monster or Indeed. So I built up actual job boards, and then we have a CV database. Then we sold that one primarily to the recruiting and staffing industry.
Okay.
So we ended up with that company with around 5,000 clients. And our specialties was then to be able to attract as many people as possible into the CV database, in order to then sell the CV database to recruiters.
Ah.
So our profession was actually to really trying to find the best channels out there.
Okay.
So did that one, sold that company. After some years, did some HR consultancy for some big enterprise brands. Went back to my entrepreneurial roots and started with the idea of creating really cool career pages like Phenom People, building a CMS around that one. Did that one, realized that they need to be connected to an ATS system. So I actually built an ATS system connected to their career pages.
Nice.
Got a couple of hundred customers to that platform. Then sold that company as well because the competition heated up in Sweden then.
Around ATSs?
Yeah, ATSs and the combination of career pages, you could say.
Okay.
So then I went back, did some more HR consultancy, helping big enterprises procure tech, basically. And here's where I saw the this big trend that the job boards was working okay, but it was declining a lot when it comes to hires. And I saw that social media was making more and more impact on the market. So
and this was around.
This is probably 5 years back or something like that. The social media really had a big impact on recruiting. LinkedIn have been there for more than 5 years, but Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, that kind of social media was really now providing hires into big organizations.
Okay.
So basically, that was the need in the market, trying to connect the ATS system and vacancies to social media.
And how is this connected to Adway, and what do you do now?
Yeah, so basically we couldn't find a really good tool for connecting the ATS system with social media. So we figure out that we should build that kind of tool. So we gather some entrepreneurs together, and we tried to figure it out. And Richard is another co-founder of Adway, had this brilliant idea how to solve it. So then we went down that path.
Just that. Correct. And that's because the movement from the job boards for candidates was shifting to social media, basically.
Yeah, you can say,
that's really the ongoing trend.
Yeah, they were working, and they are still working. The job boards are great for attracting active candidates, but in certain areas that, like within tech, there is not so many active candidates anymore.
Correct.
So then we saw that passive candidates and social media was the place to be, basically.
Which is kind of taking us into the topic of today. And we're so excited so many of you are in the chat. We can see you. Hi, Marcel. Hi, Bobby. Hi, Haley. Hi, Rita. Speaking of talent acquisition and social media, the topic of today is how we can hack the system basically to attract more passive candidates during the holidays. And I know, as you stated, you started with this strategy like 10 years ago.
Yeah. So for me, it's a classic tactical move to save some budget during the year and not spend too much budget in November. To be a bit more concrete now, November is always heated up in the market because you have Black Friday and you have all the e-commerce and the travel industry, Cyber Monday. So everyone is going in and trying to bid a lot. So the prices when you bid in November is usually pretty expensive.
On social media.
Yeah, on social media, but in general, because so many people want to sell their products and sell their services, and you still have a lot of budgets. But when you go into like the second week of December, it's declining. So the CPM and the CPC, the metrics you do behind buying, is getting cheaper and cheaper as you go. So it's always been a hack to like save some money in order to then accelerate that one during the time.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you circulate around 3 facts. Like, why are you doing this over the holiday seasons?
Yeah. So one factor is then like of course the competition. So it's always about competition, and recruiters being out there is doing often very intense job in November in order to fulfill the positions. And then it's some kind of void in December. So the competition like just drops a lot. Getting I'll take one. Getting on hold of the competition and the candidates is basically one of the most important part in December and also in the beginning of January, because the activities is so low.
Yep.
And so that's basically
one of the reasons. Yes.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons. Another reason is that the candidates are often like, you probably like realize when you're trying to make your New Year's
resolutions.
Yeah, exactly. And you're trying to like figure out what you're gonna do with your career and your life in general. So it's a seasonal time in the year where you actually think of, maybe I should shift the job a bit. So that's also an important factor in this period, that a lot of people are considering new kind of opportunities.
So the first was less recruitment competition. The second was candidates have increased availability, and the third that you usually take into consideration.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the availability, I didn't talk so much about that one, and it's because like the time in December and January, there is pretty much time on the private side. So you have actually time to take a call about your new career step. But then there isn't so many recruiters working in this time.
Correct.
So it's kind of a win-win for the persons who's active in this period. And if you can't be active as a recruiter, you should be active to do your programmatic ads at least.
Yes, you should be out on social media because people are scrolling their phones. Perhaps the first couple of days on Christmas and the holidays, they're happy to be with the family. Then, at least for me, I'm like, no, I should check Instagram. Always happens. Then that's a perfect time to steal and snatch the passive candidates. So, discussing onto this topic, we have some additional factors coming in this year, coming in from 2 years of a pandemic, etc., that we would like to discuss with you guys. So these first three factors that Victor just stated are really great reasons to hack and actually recruit and put job ads on social media during the holidays. But these additional four factors will actually make a difference and really affect how we do TA during this period. So as mentioned before, if you have more questions on the topic, hit us up in the comment section. We see you, but we're really passionate about the topic. So the tempo is high here, but we see you. And if you'd like the summary, also state the summary in the comment section. But why this year or this holiday season isn't as it has been is because of four different factors that we would like to dig into together with you. So let me just share our little Christmas tree. If you're in the comment section, could you please tell us if you can see the Christmas tree? I hope you can. Just shout something. Otherwise, we're doing this for nothing. If you can see the Christmas tree, please let us know. But the first actual factor that we need to discuss coming into this, before we give away all our hacks, would be the Great Resignation.
Yeah. Do you think we are live with the slideshow?
I think we are. Sometimes the comments are lagging.
Yes,
we're live. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, there we come. Yeah, nice one.
Yes, we can.
Okay, it's lagging. Now we got a lot of comments.
You see the tree. Perfect.
Yeah, so I think everyone that's in HR and TA has been like on this topic for months and months. So this is no news at all. Like the Great Resignation is like it's all-time high. Like the numbers in globally is just skyrocketing right now.
It's extreme movement on the candidate market, and I think employees between 30 and 45 years old have had the greatest increase in the resignation rates. With an average increase of more than 20% between 2020 and 2021. So this is definitely a factor that affects how you recruit during this holiday season.
Yeah, and the forecasting now going into the season is going to bounce even more.
Yes.
Because now is the time to change your job.
Yes.
So we're gonna see some more spikes in December and January.
Absolutely.
100% on this topic.
Yeah. The next one affecting how we're gonna hack this is recruiters being the hardest role to fill. And what does that mean?
Yeah, basically like a lot of companies now they have been having a really slow recruitment speed. In the beginning of the year, there wasn't so many positions out there, and the HR department wasn't big enough. And then we started to add on more and more job vacancies, and the need of getting more and more recruiters in-house in order to solve this problem is so huge now. So it's almost impossible to find a recruiter. It's now harder to find the recruiters than people within tech as a comparison.
Yeah.
So that's also something that's a big factor into this one, especially from a management perspective. Like
Definitely.
if you don't have the enough staffing on the HR department,
Mm.
how are you going to solve all your job vacancies? And then probably you're going to get a lot of resignations
Yes.
when you come back next year in
Yes.
January.
Yes.
And if you don't have enough recruiters, how are you going to solve it?
You have to make their workday more efficient. You have to put in automation. You have to make everyone a lean machine.
Sure.
If you can't throw in 100 new recruiters, then you have to automate your process.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're coming into that even more. The third factor to be one of the ones we are calculating into this session would be social media activity peaks. And as you can see, social media traffic spikes a whopping 73% during the holidays.
Yeah, and maybe I can elaborate a bit on this one, trying to translate it to marketing as well. Like this meaning that the competition now, putting out advertisements in November, and as I said, like 2 weeks in December, is huge.
Black Week, Cyber Monday.
Yeah, it's huge. Like every marketing department wants to deploy money and getting sales.
Yep.
Now, from next week is going to decline. So the competition on buying ads is going to decline a bit, but at the same time, the amount of people spending time on social media is increasing by 73%, which means when you're buying like on a CPM or CPC level,
which is, just to clarify,
which is the KPIs you often use when you do programmatic buying, you will see that you're probably getting sometimes like can get the double up results during this time, because there's so many people on social media during this time of the year, and the competition is low. So it's two factors coming into one together.
And the focus period would be 15th of December to January 15.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a prime time. Hence why we're having this live stream today, so you can go and hack everything next week.
Yeah.
And the fourth result to actually take into consideration would be the stimulus bills.
Yeah, exactly. So I touched base on this before. Like the companies worldwide now is really like the economy and the companies are really, really strong right now, and everyone wants to recruit.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to speed up. They want to now take advantage of the markets, and everything is going really well. And they are getting the stimulus bills from the governments, and the companies are just really good financially. And then it's the question, how could you as a HR and recruitment department make the arguments that they should give you a bit of this chunk in order to solve this big problem? So it's a big opportunity. It's also a big competition, because all the companies are very wealthy. And looking at our customer list, I don't think I can mention one customer that have declined in budget this year.
Correct.
Everyone is just spending more and more and more. The forecasts was for a lot of companies, they already spend the yearly budgets in the summer, and then they kept spending until now. So it's really cool.
It's really cool. So to summarize, there's basically a lot of factors coming into why you should recruit and be on social media during the holiday season. And these 7 ones that we just stated are really some factors you need to calculate around. And given this, we have some hacks we want to discuss with you guys. But of course, we want to see some comments on that one. So if you want us to share the hacks, please show us in the comment section, and we will happily apply that on the stream. So if that would be of interest, comment hacks and we'll dig right into it. Let's see. The comments are a bit slow. Is there a yes?
No one wants to hack.
No one wants to hack. Oh, you guys. Well, I guess we're ending this stream then. Bye-bye. No, okay, I see some show us. Perfect, Sophia. That's the spirit. We like you. We like you. Okay, Victor. So the hacks into all these factors to really, yes, you see a lot of yes. Perfect, perfect.
Yeah. We should mention someone like Lisette.
Yeah, Jackie, Lisette,
Lynn.
Rita, Abdullah, Marcel. Yes, Lynn. Perfect. Nice. We see you guys. What challenges and possibilities do everyone in TA have right now? What are your concrete hacks?
Yeah. So yeah, we put together some of them. So first of all, if you don't have the job vacancies to be promoted between the mid of December and until January, maybe there is like this void that you don't actually have the need of recruiting persons. You should take advantage and start putting out employer branding kind of ads
Yes.
to build awareness and some kind of consideration
yes.
phase. So if you have really strong EVP content and employer branding content, you should now go to the marketing department and say like, please, could you advertise this for us from the mid of December until like beginning of January, and make sure then that you could actually use the audience that are engaging in your posts. Let's say you're posting a video on Facebook or Instagram stories. You could then retarget and making sure everyone who watched the video sees your job vacancies coming out in January and February. So in that way, you could harvest the cheap traffic you can buy right now in mid-December until mid-January.
And you have the possibility to actually reach them, because as you say, the for instance, tech candidates wouldn't be active candidates, but during holiday, the social media activity peaks. They're around social media scrolling. Now you can collect all of them into your target group with your employer branding messages. No jobs, just like nice messages of a new lifestyle. Every possibility is out there. And when you've collected these amazing target groups, you can go back in January and just convert, like put up job ads, like retargeted to them, which is the next hack, how we could discuss programmatic bidding on social media for job ads with the help of AI.
Yeah, and just to clarify, like if you're using a media agency, just go to the media agency and say like, put up some ads and let me retarget the audience in January. That's the acronym you should use.
Okay.
And the same if you have an internal marketing department, go to your internal marketing department, say, put this video out, and please make sure we could retarget the audience in January.
Yeah, and the typical content we're looking for is testimonials, like every type of EVP message, every type of lifestyle message, everything that's like that ticks their boxes, basically.
Sure. Okay, hack number 2 is to make sure you have a connection from your ATS system onto social media. I still see so many companies not putting out the vacancies on social media. They are still focusing on the job boards, and you should have your vacancies on the job boards, but that's only like 30% of the market. The rest.
Could we explain that, like passive active, just quickly?
Yeah, sure. So active candidates is on job boards. They're actively seeking for a new possibility, and passive candidates are open for new possibilities, but they are passive, and they are usually spending the time then more frequently on social media, as an example. So putting out ads on social media, you're then reaching the passive candidates, which usually a lot of the candidates you really want to have.
Like your competitors' talents.
Hard to get candidates. So make sure you get all your vacancies out on social media with the help of your ATS or CRM or HR tech solution you have put together. There's many ways to do it.
Gingerbread?
I ate 2 already.
You get some if you
can eat
eat
one.
Too much. No, I'm thinking about the stuff.
Okay.
Next hack.
Yeah, so hack number 3 is a bit connected to hack number 1. So make sure you enable retargeting, and remarketing is almost the same. Don't ask me the differences, because I probably need to Google it. But make sure you enable retargeting on as many places as you can. As an example, you could enable retargeting on your career page, to making sure you could capture all the traffic you're coming to your career page, or you can enable it on your ads on social media, and maybe you have campaign pages, etc. So make sure you or the marketing department is enabling the retargeting audience before you go to Christmas.
Yes.
Because when you come back, you will then see, right, we got 10,000 people in UK within tech that I now can retarget with my vacancies that are going to post in January and February.
It's free, guys.
So that's like a good hack.
Yes.
Hack number 4, make sure to enable some kind of programmatic bidding. This is harder.
Advanced.
Yeah, it's an advanced hack, but there's many like media vendors out there that could help you out. If you don't have it in house, you can go to the media agencies and you can ask them how to get going with the programmatic buying. But
What
basically,
are the upsides of that? Why should they?
it's more efficient, much more efficient, and you have algorithm and AI that's going to help you
Optimize.
Yeah, optimize and getting more candidates for more bang for the bucks, basically.
Or you can ask us. That's actually what we do. So if you're curious, just reach out. The fifth one.
Hack number 5. It's maybe a bit late with this hack, but you should have saved some of your budget this year in order to spend it in the mid of December to the mid of January.
15th of December to January 15th.
Yeah, exactly. So then it's better to spend less money in November because you're not getting as much traffic because the competition is so high, and you spend more money from mid-December to mid-January. And this is also an argument you could now bring up with the marketing department to say, like, give me some more budget so I could start
collecting.
Yeah, collecting and utilizing the market as it is.
And collecting the passive candidates, definitely.
Yep.
Cool. You have a bit more advanced. One more.
Yeah. So this is what we're talking on lunches in our head office.
Yeah.
It's like how to make sure you're now iOS 14 compliant. What's happened like basically in the summer, you could say, was there was a new update making it really hard to read all the reports and analytical stuff you usually could read in the ATS systems. So spend a bit of time to make sure you're iOS 14 compliant, meaning you could actually track everything you could track before
on social media.
Yeah, not only on social media, but also on your from your job boards or on your career page. Like the tracking was like from one day to the other was like a black box basically. But there is a lot of things around it. You just need to remember to go to the marketing department and say, I want the tracking to work, even though we have iOS 14 updates. This is the wordings you need to have, and we can send it in the summary. How you should argue to the marketing department.
Let's put it in summary. Time is ticking. Let's go to some questions, people. And if you have more of them, again, now is the time. Fire away in the comment section and we'll finish off with them. And of course, every key takeaway and all the hacks from this session will be included in the summary. So don't you worry. Okay, let's see. I'll read the questions up. We have the amazing Marcel Edwards. He's a global talent acquisition manager at Adidas. I myself have one of Adidas' biggest clients. So the question is, how do you cut through the holiday festives and reach the periods to engage a candidate to switch into professional mode again and apply for a new role while they are no doubt trying to avoid anything that has to work to do with work for a 2-week period?
Yeah, and I think you need to connect this one to your EVP here and making sure you have a compelling message and making sure like the highest driving factor for many people to join a new company is to make some kind of bigger impact.
Yes.
So if you start communicating like, yeah, we work here at Adidas and we're trying to make this big impact. I'm not read up with
they are making an impact on the world.
Their EVP, but if they could connect like what they are doing, maybe even for the holiday season, like some kind of like really cool stuff they are doing, that's gonna be compelling for people to feel like, yeah, I want to join this kind of movement, or I want to join this community, or I feel that I can get more purpose in this employer than my current employer. So you shouldn't be pushing on messages like apply now kind of messages. You should rather like trying to convince what's work for you, what's important for you in your next employer, etc.
Like picturing a lifestyle basically, and the hack is to collect the passive candidates so you can just like harvest them when you come back from work. So it's not about spamming job ads, it's about spamming new life opportunities. But it's a great question, Marcel. Thank you so much for that one. Next would be from Alex Herr, global employer brand storyteller and employer brand lead EMEA at Go Daddy. The question is, what messages are resonating with passive candidates? And again, it's kind of what we touched on. It's like basically this is a full employed person who is like they're getting 15 emails a day minimum. They're getting so much attention from recruiters. So you have to like sell a new possibility, sell a new life, sell a new opportunity to make an impact, basically. So it's not about shouting a job. That won't work for anyone. It's storytelling, where I like to call it candidate seduction, because candidate attraction would be the basics. The seduction part is really where someone can picture, aha, I can change from where I am today. Yes, it's a bit hard and it's a bit tricky to do that, but on the other side, this is where I'm going.
Yeah, and I completely agree with that one. And maybe I could also add in, like, if you have done your homework, making sure you've collected your personas, which is the target audience you actually want to reach.
Yep.
Who are they? What are the important messaging that you need to put out there for them? And you put that one into your EVP. You're having the answers, what you should communicate to passive candidates. So active candidates are more willingly to jump on job vacancies because they need a new job and they're seeking for a new opportunity. But passive candidates will jump on your EVP messaging, and you need to nurture them over time. And some, like, it's the hardest candidates to get, but it's probably the candidates you really want.
Yeah, it takes the most time, but it's like the most worth it.
Yep.
So that's a great question, Alex. And I saw you had a question too. Let's take that right away. The next question would be, what's the best platform to reach passive candidates?
Yeah, so without no doubt, social media.
Yeah.
It's the easy answer.
Which are the best possible, like, if you were go to 5, the best possible 5?
Yeah, globally it's like you have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, I would place, Google,
Snapchat.
Number 5, depending on market to market, but maybe a Snapchat.
Yeah, of course it depends. And I also want to include on the previous message that an EVP, if you're really brilliant, you're going to look into the personas. Like an EVP for a tech or a developer wouldn't necessarily be the same EVP messages for a salesperson. And since you're now operating with retargeting, you know what messages will resonate with what target audiences. So this is a detail you should have in mind. Okay, thank you, Alex, for that great question. Let's see if we have more comments. I saw, we have so many comments, I just have to scroll. But I saw a great one from Rita. Let's see. Hey, so interesting to hear you guys. Can you please talk more about ATS? Many freshly graduates don't have experience with ATS. Is there any course or something available to learn? Well, it's the backbone of recruitment. It's the CRM for recruiters, as it is for sales. What would be your quick how to read up on ATSs?
Yeah, there's a lot of information about ATS, like applicant tracking system. So basically, it's the sometimes it's connected to the HR master. It's part of the HR master and the HCM systems.
Yep.
And sometimes it's only ATS. And there's like this big enterprise systems versus the ecosystem kind of plug and play build where you actually put in play a lot of systems to collaborate. So maybe that's for another live, because I could talk a lot because I built it. There is a bunch of information. Just head on to Google and Google
Smart Recruiters have a lot of great courses into like building your ecosystem around the ATS. Like check that out, would be a great recommendation.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the great question. So guys, time is really ticking. We're so happy for the session with you guys, and everyone who's been commenting summary will get all the key takeaways. So now we're gonna keep on eating the gingerbreads, and thank you for today.
Yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Take care and see you guys on LinkedIn.
Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.